Jail overcrowding has always been an issue with Valencia County. I believe that we need to come up with alternative ways to house them. I believe that we need to find ways, maybe some studies or how we can better run the department efficiently. As far as having a right answer, I don't think there is one at this point, unless we're gonna build more jail space, which the county is not in a position right now. We can't burden the taxpayers to fit the bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Valencia. Would you like me to repeat the question?
No. The jail population's within appropriate numbers right now to where we're in good standing with the Jail Standards Commission. But that doesn't mean things are all right. What it means is that we're constantly bumping up that number, and they're making allowances to keep those numbers down. For instance, one of the things they do, among other things, is that they will not accept Class C misdemeanors. What that means is that if you're an intoxicated individual in Oasis County, you're not going to be accepted into the county jail. So you got to ask yourself, where's that person going to be? That person might one day, unfortunately, get behind the wheel of a car, and then what's going to happen? Someone's going to die. Then we have to have MAD step up and raise Cain to say that why did this happen? It's unnecessary. There are a lot of alternative programs that are available that we need to consider. There's diversionary programs, there's ankle monitoring programs that are going on in Houston, El Paso. There is an inebriate program going on in Oklahoma, and there's also...
Thank you. Next question, and again, I'll start with Mr. Mendoza on this. Under your leadership, how will the Sheriff's Office be involved in curtailing human trafficking? What is the extent of this activity in the Coastal Bend region?
Well, our department, our precinct is on 77. That's the main trunk line to Mexico. It is an issue that needs to be addressed. What I would do in order to combat that is restructure the Sheriff's Department to put more deputies out on the street. And by doing that, I think we'll increase patrol on the highways and being able to catch these offenders.
Thank you. Same question for you, Mr. Valencia.
It is a problem, and all you have to do is monitor the radio from time to time and watch the news on our local media and the newspaper, where you have constant bailouts, basically where people are moving people in vehicles, and constables, sheriff's deputies, and even CCPD officers on the same 77 route are chasing after vehicles. And when you get them to near a stop, literally people are bailing out of the vehicle. It is a problem. It's a safety issue, not only for the people that are being chased, but also for the officers having to do the chasing. People are going to get hurt, and people will die because of it. We need to be more proactive on how we deal with that particular problem. One of the things that we can do is become a force multiplier by working with other agencies. That's where you can bring your total forces together. You can do task force between the constable offices, the sheriff's department, the police department, the U.S. Marshals. There are a multitude of agencies out there, but what it takes is a true commitment to network and work with each other. That's what's needed to make that happen.
Thank you.
And the next question, Mr. Mendoza. Have there been any attempted suicides in the county jail? In your role as sheriff, how would you prevent suicide attempts?
Well, there's no easy answer to that. Social monitoring, coming up with better procedures, things of that nature. It's kind of hard to answer that question or to come up with a correct answer. I believe more monitoring.
Thank you. And Mr. Valencia?
From my perspective, I think one of the first things that has to happen is a risk assessment. We have to look at the top to the bottom of the organization. We have to do a 360 on it, look at everything that's going on, and see are the best practices being pursued right now or not. An example, you asked a question about suicide. It just happened not long ago, and it cost the county $400,000. That's $400,000 that, could have been used for something else. Now, the reality of it is that this is the real world and things will happen. But you have to be proactive. You have to take the job seriously in terms of constantly doing that risk assessment, not just one time, but on a regular basis to make a difference.
Thank you.
Working on the next question. Mr. Mendoza, in what ways would you address our youth to help them stay out of trouble and to do well in school, stay in school?
I believe how I would handle it is have some kind of camp within the sheriff's department to be able to bring youth together, having programs, recruit local leaders to come and speak to them, give them some type of an incentive to stay in school and just give them a lot of education.
Thank you. And Mr. Valencia, same question.
I think one of the things that we can do, that we should all be doing in law enforcement, is being role models. And one great way to do it, and I give credit to Chief Riggs, police department, that utilized the uniform on a regular basis. That was his normal attire. I think that a sheriff should do that, and I'll be one of those sheriffs that will be using the uniform regularly as a symbol, as an ambassador to the community. And we need to work our schools. We need to mentor our students that are in the pipeline right now. That, you know, we constantly look at employment being brought in from other parts of the country, but in fact, I don't think we look enough at our own backyard. We ought to have posters set up that represent current officers and supervisors and agencies, demonstrating what they are, what they've accomplished, and put them up in the school so that students standing before that poster can say, this person once stood there before, you can achieve it too. We have to light the fire in them. We can't give up on them. If we give up on them, then we're going to pay a higher price down the road.
Thank you.
Now we have a couple of questions from the audience, and I'm going to ask both of you these questions. Start with Mr. Mendoza. Can you name any specific problems that exist now in the Sheriff's Department, and how would you correct these problems?
Well, at this point, several issues, like Mr. Valencia stated earlier, not willing to accept Class C misdemeanors. Usually, it involves a public intoxication subject. I have yet to be able to reason with a drunk that needs to be taken off. I believe working together with other agencies, back in September of 09, Sheriff Kevin put out a memo. He will no longer be accepting Class C misdemeanors. And that's hard for us to try to keep the public safe. If he's going to be doing that, he's going to be shutting down the jail for us. I would open up the jails. I would accept all offenses, all Class Cs, and they need to have a detox center in their jail.
Thank you. Mr. Valencia?
I think that anytime you look at an organization, you can always find room for improvement. That doesn't mean necessarily the organization's bad. It just means that you sometimes can fall into complacency and status quo. And so you have to constantly push that bar up to make things better. Something that comes to mind with me right now is an outreach to the community. I was recently at the Amistad Veterans Park for its inauguration and opening, and I had a chance to talk with the Mayor Pro Tem, Bobby Solis, out there. And he was really excited about the possibilities and changes and how he wanted to reach out with some ideas to law enforcement about how to improve what's happening in his community. I told him no, with a condition. The condition was that we're supposed to be reaching out to you. That's an example where not enough of outreach to the community is going on, and it can make a difference, because what it does, it improves public awareness, and it can make positive changes in any community. We cannot forget the outlying areas. So that's an example where I think we need to make some improvement.
Thank you. And on behalf of the League of Women Voters and Leadership Corpus Christi Alumni Association, we thank you both for your participation. And at this time, you have a 1-minute rebuttal, and we'll start with Mr. Mendoza.
Talk about the dual taxation.
Again, thank you for allowing us to be here and speaking to you.
He's supposed to.
Nueces County needs a new sheriff. It needs a strong sheriff. And I believe we need to move this county forward in law enforcement. We need to go out there and put these offenders where they need to be. And I'm asking for your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Valencia?
Again, my name is Isaac Valencia. I'm a lieutenant with the police department. I believe it's my obligation, my responsibility to demonstrate to you why you should have faith in what I'm saying and give me an opportunity to prove to you that I will earn your respect, that I will earn something that's more precious. That's your vote. You shouldn't give it to anyone because of their slogan, because of what they look like, because of what they're putting in front of you. You should do it based on deeds. My dad has taught me, and it has stuck well with me, and it means a lot. And I think most of you can appreciate when I say this. Don't make the easy decision in life. Make the right decision. Why? Because the right decision will make positive changes. It's long-standing, and it will make us all better for it. We haven't been making a lot of right decisions lately. We've been making a lot of easy decisions. I say it's time to make the right decision. I want to be your sheriff. I'm going to work to earn it and prove to you that I can get the job done. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you both. We can have a round of applause.